Hello everyone, welcome to the new session of Principle of Feeding Part 2. So in this session, we are going to cover the following topics. Nutrients, different types of nutrients. What are the functions of nutrients? Foodstuff used in ruminant animals. Bulk forage for energy, supplementary forage for the energy and protein, and concentrate for the energy and protein. So these are the different topics we are going to cover in this particular session. So let us start the session. Nutrients. It is defined as any food constituent or a group of food constituents of the same general composition that aids in the support of animal life. So first thing is the constituent or the group of food that is present, okay, and they provide all the support to animals. So there is a different composition that aids to support the animal's life. So that is nutrient, and this nutrient is present in the different food constituent or the group of food. So there are 6 classes of nutrients that are essential to every living animal for the survival. So these are the basic classes of nutrients. Okay, what are those? Water, protein, carbohydrates, fats or lipids, vitamins and minerals. So all these 6 classes of nutrient must be present in the feeds of different animals. So the person who are taking care of the different animals, okay, so they must ensure that these particular nutrients are present in the feeds of animals. What are the functions of nutrients? Maintenance and the building of body structure. So these nutrients are very important to maintain the body structure of the animals. So what are those? Water, protein, fat, minerals and vitamins. So these are the important nutrients that are used for the maintenance and the building of body structure of the animals. Serve as a source of energy for heat production, work and the fat deposition. So there is a requirement of energy to do their daily needs, work, right? So for that they require energy. So what are the nutrients that provide energy to the animals? Carbohydrate, fats and protein. So these are the 3 important nutrients that provide energy to the animals and also heat production. Okay, so this is very important. Now this nutrient is also important to regulate the body processes, or they are required for the formation of body produce regulators. So body produced regulators, they are required to regulate different body processes. Okay, so nutrients are important in that way also. Vitamin, minerals, certain amino acids and fatty acids, these are also required. Accessory functions: production of milk, egg, meat and wool. So there are different animals that provide us milk, egg, meat and wool. So they require different types of nutrient. So according to that, if they are milk producers, so their nutrients should be like that. If there are egg producers, so according to the production of egg, the birds or the fowl should be feeded with that particular type of nutrients. If they are concerned for the meat production, then their food must contain the nutrient that make their body strong and full of flesh. Wool, that is sheep, so the sheep must provided with the nutrient that produce enormous amount of wool. Balanced rations for the ruminants are made up 5 basic types of feed. So this is another topic, that is feed stuff used in the ruminant nutrition. So what are the feed stuff which we are using for the ruminant nutritions? So their balanced ration for the ruminants are made up of 5 basic types of feed. So what are those? When combined in the right amount, these feeds can supply all the nutrients needs to keep cattle healthy and productive. So these 5 basic types of feed, when combined in the right amount or the right proportion, they provide all the basic nutrients needed to keep the cattle healthy and productive. So what are those 5 types of feeds? Bulky forage for energy. Okay, so they must be feeded with the bulky forage so that they could get enormous amount of energy. Supplementary forage for energy and protein. So they require energy and protein. For that, the forage is supplementary type. Now, energy and protein concentrates, for there is concentrate also for the energy and protein production. Mineral supplements, so they require mineral supplements also, and the another supplement, that is vitamins. Okay, so these are the 5 types of feed that must be present in the food of ruminant nutrition. So these are the first one, the bulky forage for the energy. These are mostly grass like plants, okay, and that have long stems, narrow leaves, flower spikes, and contain a lot of fiber in their structure. So that is why it is called as bulk forage. Bulk means they are required in the large quantity and they are mostly grass like plants, okay, and they contain a lot of fiber in that. That is why it is bulk forage. They include fresh materials such as green grass as well as dry materials such as hay. So hay also contain the lot of fresh material, okay, so that also comes under the bulk forage. They provide most of energy a cow needs and some minerals and will make up most of the ration. So they are what fills the animal and stops it feeling hungry. So they are very important, because unless the stomach of the animal is filled, okay, so if that is not present, okay, if their stomach is not filled, then they will start eating rags or the dirt that is present in the soil. Okay, so to avoid that, their stomach must be filled. For that we use bulk forage. Okay, so this is important so that they should not feel hungry even. And most bulk forage contain only low levels of protein. So they do not contain a lot of protein, but they make the animal's stomach filled. Okay, so that they should not feel hungry. They often grow naturally, such as grass and other plants on roadside reserves or natural pastures, or at the part of the plant left over when crops grow for people or harvested, such as stover of straws of maize, sorghum and wheat or rice. So sometimes there are green grass like plants, okay, that grow on the roadside or even at the natural pastures, okay, so that can be cut and give it for the feed. Napier grass is often grown on the farm or the bulk as a bulk forage. So this is one of the grass, that is Napier grass. Here you can see in the figure, Napier grass is a very good bulk forage. Next one is supplementary forage, that is very important to provide energy and protein to the cattle. Supplementary forage provide both energy and protein and some minerals as well. They are fibrous plants, okay, these are the fibrous plants similar to the bulk forage, so they also contain fibers as the bulk forage, but they are usually especially grown on the farm as a feed for the cattle that contain higher protein and energy level than the bulk forage. So the bulk forage, that they contain the fibers, right, but they do not contain the protein or the energy protein or energy nutrients, energy providing nutrients. Okay, but the supplementary forage contain lots of fibers along with higher protein and energy nutrients, energy providing nutrients. Most are legume and include herbaceous plants. So generally they are leguminous plants, herbaceous. Some shrubs are, and some trees are also used for the supplementary forage. They are fed in addition to the bulk forage. So animals are fed with the bulk forage. So along with that, supplementary forage are also fed, usually in smaller amount. They can used either to compensate for the poor quality of bulk forage, as they can be used as a substitute for the concentrate. So they are used because our bulk forage do not contain energy providing nutrients or the protein providing nutrients. Okay, so supplementary forage is a good source that can provide energy to the cattle and as well as protein nutrients. The feeding value of the different supplementary forage varies. For the calandra, 3 kilograms of fresh forage is equivalent to 1 kilogram of good quality commercial dairy milk. So this is one of the example that showing 3 kilograms of fresh forage is equivalent to 1 kilogram of good quality commercial dairy meal. So commercial dairy meal is, if you are using, then you can use just 1 kilogram. But if you are using the calendar, then you have to use 3 kilogram of fresh forage. So this is the difference. Okay, so the third type is concentrates for energy and protein. So along with the supplementary forage, concentrates are also there to provide energy and protein. Okay, so supplementary forage also provide energy and protein, but this concentrate is also added in when the animals are fed. Concentrates are also added in their feeds. So these are the feeds that supply more highly concentrated nutrients than forages. So this particular concentrate is having more energy and protein providing nutrients if we compare to the supplementary forage. So they contain high levels of protein or energy or both, and also some minerals. Okay, so they are also low in fiber and easy to digest. So this is one of the peculiarity of this particular concentrates, that they are low in fiber. So if we compare with the supplementary forage, they contain high fiber. Okay, but this concentrates are having low fiber and easy to digest even. They include specially made feeds such as commercial dairy meals as well as cereal byproduct. So some wheat germ, maize germ are used, and other high energy or high protein feed stuffs, that is molasses, fish meal, brewers and dried grains. So for the concentrate we are using molasses, fish meal, brewers and dried grains. Okay, wheat germ and maize germs are also used. Cereal grains such as maize, wheat and barley, if available and economical to feed. So they are quite economical, that if we use some cereal grains like maize, barley and wheat. So this is good source of concentrates. Concentrates are expensive and therefore fed in small amount in addition to the forage. So they require less in quantity. Okay, so they are quite expensive also. So we can fed our animals in small quantity if we are providing good source of supplementary forage or the bulk forage. Okay, so the amount fed should be depend on the milk produced by a cow. Next is the mineral supplement. This is also very important. Minerals are required in a good quantity to the animals. Although some minerals are naturally present in bulk and supplementary forage and concentrates, dairy cows also need to be regularly fed additional minerals. Okay, so some minerals are present in the bulk forage, supplementary forage and concentrate. Okay, but we add some more minerals to the animals. Okay, so we provide some more minerals in their feed. So this is most easily done by regularly offering access to the commercially manufactured mineral supplements. So some commercially manufactured minerals are available in the market, so that can be used as a mineral supplement. Next is vitamin supplements. Not a problem with the practical dairy cow rations. Some vitamins are made by the microorganism in the rumen and other are naturally present in feeds. Okay, so some vitamins are naturally present in feeds and some vitamins get synthesized in the with the help of microorganism in the rumen of the animals. Okay, so these vitamins are very important, such as leafy green forage. Okay, so when we feed with animals with the leafy green forage, they contain lots of vitamin, so vitamins can be provided with those feeds. Okay, and some microorganism in the rumen of animals are also helpful in synthesizing the vitamins. Water is very essential for life. Ideally, dairy cows should have access to clean drinking water at all the times. We should not feed our dairy cows with dirty or any other contaminated type of water. So we should feed them with clean drinking water. Okay, in addition to the amount required for normally bodily functioning, a milking cow requires about 5 liters of water to produce 1 liter of milk. So for the production of milk, water is very essential. And here is one estimate is given that if we require a 1 liter of milk, then our cow must be fed with 5 liters of water. Okay, a cow will also drink more water in hot weather to regulate their body temperature. Forage or fodder. So bulk forage and supplementary forage, these are the two different types of fodders which we have already discussed. So bulk forage, cheapest ingredients and the one that forms the largest part of the dairy ruminant ration are the bulk forage. So this we have discussed that this is required in the large quantity for the dairy ruminant rations. These are the plant feeds with high fiber content such as fresh grass, weeds, hay, straw and stovers. Okay, so these bulk forage are present in the plant in the form of grass, weeds, hay, straw and stovers. Forages that are specially grown for the feeding to the livestock such as Napier grass, fodder legumes are usually referred to as fodder. So these are some of the plants that are used as bulk forage, that is Napier grass, fodder legumes means some leguminous plants and some other grasses as well. So that can be used for the livestock feeding as a bulk forage. Forage can be fed to animals either fresh, grazed directly to cut and carried, or dried. Either we can fed this as a when they are green, okay, freshly cut forage, or we can dry them and make them as a hay. Okay, so if we are having in a bulk of these bulk forages, they can be dried for the future use or we can preserved as a silage. Some forage such as Napier grass which have a long stems should be chopped into approximately 3 cm length before feeding to the cattle so that it become easy to chew them. Okay, so Napier grass are quite longer, so they are chopped around 3 centimeter length. This makes it easier to mix with other feed such as concentrates, and also prevent wastage of making it more difficult for cattle to select only their favorite parts of the plant. So this is very important, as this bulk forage is mixed with the concentrates, that is having high energy and protein nutrients, right? So what happened, this bulk forage when cut in small when it is cut in the small pieces, they can easily get mixed with the concentrate, and when they are fed to the animals, there is less chances of the wastage, and the animals could not select only their favorite parts of the plants. They can eat the bulk forage as well as the concentrates. To remain healthy, stimulate ruminant and produce a good quality of milk with a high fat content, the dairy cow ration has to contain enough forage. At least 70% of the dairy matter content of the ration should come from the forage. So 70% of that should contain the bulk forage, that is the dry matter content of the ration. Okay, and the dry cows can survive on the forage alone, and provided they are given enough good quality of forage, that is milking cow can produce 5 to 10 liter of milk per day from the forage alone. So forage is a very important. Only on the forage dry cow can survive, and they can also, the milking cow can produce 5 to 10 liters of milk just by feeding forage alone. But if the forage is of poor quality, that is rice straw or the dry maize stover, then the production level from the forage will be much lower. So be ensured that the forage should contain a good quality of nutrients. Higher milk producing cow cannot eat enough bulk forage to obtain all the nutrients they needed. Okay, so they are not just dependent on the bulk forage. Their gut fill before they are able to absorb sufficient nutrients, and they have to be given other more nutrient rich feeds which are called supplements. So they require some other important nutrient rich feeds that is called as supplements. So supplements can be of two categories: better quality forages and the concentrates. Okay, so young grass like napier, rhodes, sorghum, fodder maize, etc. cut and feed to the animals. They are at pre-flowering stage or hay or silage. So this is a very important. They are the good quality of the supplementary forage. Medium napier grass, that is around 1 to 2 meter tall. They are cut and then can be feed. Rhodes and Cyteria grass, yellowing leaves of the stem and the seed when set. Fodder sorghum, yellowing leaves, stem, seed set and dropped. And mature pasture grass, yellowing leaves of and stem and seed set. So these are the different types of grasses, and their stages is also given, at which particular stage they can be cut and fed to the animals. So this is the medium quality of forage, supplementary forage. Green maize stover is also come in this category when they are fresh green leaves and the stalk with the cobs removed. Hay made after the seed set. Mature roadside grasses. Some roadside grasses are also used as a supplementary feed. So seed set, leaves and stems drying and turning yellow. At this particular stage they can be cut. And the sugarcane tops also, which is having a lot of leaves, so that can be used as a medium supplementary feed. So poor quality of the supplementary feeds: overgrown napier grass, so more than 2 meters tall. When they are too meter tall, means when they are so tall, means overgrown Napier grass that contain poor quality of nutrients. Dry maize or the sorghum, stored after harvesting of the crop. So after the harvesting, means they are totally mature plants, that is dry maize or the sorghum. Straws of rice, wheat and barley, dry pasture or grass, so they contain poor quality of nutrients. Fibrous plants, similar to the bulk forage, but they have a higher level of protein and energy than ordinary bulk forage. So if we compare to the ordinary bulk forage, this supplementary forage contain lots of protein and energy providing nutrients. So the most supplementary forage are the legume crop, especially grown on the farm of feed dairy cattle. So in the dairy cattle, we choose some legume crops so that they can be fed to the cattle. Okay, so they are very important supplementary forage. They includes herbaceous legumes such as lucerne and desmodium, and legume shrubs and trees grown for their leaves such as Calyandra. So these are some of the plants that are used as supplementary forage. They are classified as medium to high quality feeds in the terms of their protein and energy content. So there are supplementary forage that can be classified as medium to high quality feeds, and if we are talking in the terms of their protein and energy content, they can be used in two ways: to compensate poor quality bulk forage or to substitute for the concentrate. So if we are having less amount of concentrate or no concentrate, then this supplementary forage can be used. Or if we are having poor quality of bulk forage, then also this supplementary forage can be used. So we are having two ways of use of this supplementary forage. They can be fed fresh, dried as hay, leaves of shrubs and trees, legumes as dry leaf meal, or the preserved as silage. So we can have fed the cattle with fresh leaves, okay, when available, and we can also fed as a dry hay. Okay, and when we are having enough quantity of the supplementary forage, we can preserve as silage even, so that can in future can be used as a supplementary forage. But they should be fed with the caution, as a feeding large amount of some supplementary forage can cause bloat and other problems in the animal. So the correct quantity of the supplementary forage should be used for feeding animals. Should not make up more than 25 to 30% of the ration on as feed basis. Okay, so generally 25 to 30% of the animal feed should be supplementary forage. For example, all legume forage such as cowpea, berseem, pili, pilipsera, hedge, lucerne and stylo, etc. These are some of the examples that are used as a supplementary forage. Tree leaves such as subabu, sesbania, clericida, mulberry leaves are used. Okay, if we are feeding with these particular tree leaves, then also that comes under the supplementary feeds. Okay, so this is all about this session. We have completed the principle of feeding with this particular session. Thank you very much.